Will you join me in welcoming the honorary chair of the 2010 Georgia 4-H Gala, the Speaker of the Georgia House of Representatives, the Honorary Mr. David Ralston.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Wow. Arch made that do that. I didn't do that, but what an honor. I am Georgia 4-H. You have honored me by inviting me here tonight, and I want to tell you what a thrill it's been to get to visit with so many friends. We've all got to compare how well we've aged over the years, but some better than others. But to be a part of this program reminds me how special it is, those of us who share a bond as part of the Georgia 4-H tradition. And I want to tell you that I am honored to be a part of that tradition and honored to be here tonight. And I want to begin by congratulating Dr. Curley Cook for the award he's going to receive tonight. I think that is a tremendous testament to the great support that he has given Georgia 4-H. And I want to congratulate him. I think that's an honor that is well deserved. You know, in thinking about tonight, I've had an opportunity to do some reminiscing about the roots that I have in 4-H. And my first memory goes back to my days at Oakland Elementary School in Gilmer County, 5th grade, thinking that the first 4-H meeting was never going to happen. I bugged my teacher every day, when's 4-H going to meet? When is 4-H going to meet? Because I had heard about 4-H, and I saw the older kids that were having a great time in 4-H, and I saw what it was doing in the community, and I wanted to be a part of that. And finally it came, and we all got our books, and we picked our projects, and we went on to county. Later we went on to district and competed in our projects. It was because of 4-H I had my first exposure on television. How many of you remember Dr. Brock's The 4-H Hour? I'm not sure what the Nielsen ratings were, but I never could understand why they called it the 4-H Hour. I think it was only for 30 minutes on TV. But I know I had one of the great exciting moments of my life was driving. You know, back then it was about a half-a-day drive from the mountains to Atlanta to tape that show. I don't know who watched it. I know my mother and daddy did, and that was all that mattered. 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning, you know, is not exactly prime time, but for whatever skills I may have now with the broadcast media, I'm going to give them all to Dr. Brock in her memory. So I had my first taste of political life in 4-H. My first campaign was in 4-H for a district office, and I lost. My second campaign was for a district office in 4-H, and I lost. Well, it was 3 times and you were out. They made you graduate. So the 3rd time, and I got permission to tell this story tonight from one of my dear, dear friends who's here, Alec Booth. I ran my 3rd and final time to be a district officer, and Alec was my opponent, and I won. But let me tell you, back. You know, we talk a lot today about the need for a greater civility in our public discussion and a greater bipartisanship. Let me tell you what happened to Alec that year after I beat him. He turned around and ran for a state office and won. And I helped him. And Nancy Vason says I helped her that year too, so getting those two elected to a state office is my legacy to Georgia 4-H, and I'm proud of that. But you know, 4-H instilled in me, beginning back in the 5th grade and through the years that I was honored to be a part of it, and I'm glad to be back a part of it now, a real appreciation for giving back to our community. Because as I think back over the things other than the running for the office and doing the projects and all of that sort of thing, was how deeply involved in the community, whether it was in rural Georgia or suburban Georgia or now even urban Georgia, how deeply involved 4-H was in the fabric of our lives in the community. And I am so pleased to be a part of that. That, you know, in this era that we're in now, where we have a lack of civility and we have a sort of a lack of engagement with being involved in the community, I think that regaining that sort of spirit and that ideal is extremely important. And I want to commend you for carrying on that tradition, because it's with the support of people like you that Georgia 4-H will continue to be what I believe to be the finest youth organization in this state. It truly is about my club, my community, and my country. You know, this past legislative session, as Arch alluded to, there was a little bit of anxiety. I guess that's a mild way of putting it, isn't it? You know, my son goes to the University of Georgia, and he's kind of proud of his dad. But I got a text message one day from him. I tell people this during the height of all of the discussion about the cuts to to higher education. He said, "Dad, do you mind if I change my last name?" I said, "They're kind of glaring at me here in class, these professors." And there was a lot of anxiety specifically about 4-H. And I don't really know where that came from. But let me tell you where it's going to go. As long as I am honored to be the Speaker of the Georgia House of Representatives, we're going to keep alive, promote, and grow 4-H in Georgia. This old 4-H'er is not going to let it die. Thank you. Because as I look around this room, and I know that there are thousands around this state who are not here, and maybe they're in 4-H now, or maybe they were in 4-H last year, or maybe they were in 4-H 10, 20 years ago. But I know that 4-H has produced leaders for our state from every part of the state and every community in the state. This is sort of the leadership school. And I think that we can't afford to turn our back on that, and we will not turn our back on that here in the state of Georgia. So let me encourage you to continue supporting this organization, because it is worthy. As I see young people coming along, I saw these young people up here tonight, and you know, I look at them, and I'm sort of an optimist by nature. And, you know, my optimism the last year or two sort of been put to the test, as I know yours has. We're in a tough time, and it's sort of tough to be optimistic, but I am. Because when I see young people like that, and I see the commitment of you to helping those young people, then I know that our days here in Georgia, that our better days, and we've had some great ones, but our better days are still ahead of us. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for letting me be here. God bless you for what you do, and God bless Georgia. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of all of Georgia 4-H, we would like to present you with this invitation to the 2010 Georgia 4-H Gala. Thank you for your support, and thank you for chairing this gala for us this year.
Thank you, Arch. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.